Hey, this is Insane Shane, and you're listening to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
For those who don't know, now you know, baby. This is Hot Rod Biggs, Jared, Jimmy Street. We're going to take them to the limit one more time, baby, right here on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast, and it is me, your host, Jimmy Street, and thank you guys so much for stopping by. Hope you all are having a great day. We've got a cool show today, this month in wrestling history with Quinton Quarisma, episode 12, and he's covering June. And I know he's got a good one for us and can't wait to get to it. Before we get to that, though, let's talk a little bit about last episode with our buddy, Super Mario. Yeah, that was awesome. He had some great stories from his time in the business, time with Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, to his time in the USWA. Some great stories, and we just greatly appreciate you, Mario, for stopping by and telling us your story. Thanks again, brother. All right, guys, that's all I got for the open today. So go ahead, take it away, Q.
Welcome to This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, so now we're in the month of June. And I want to backtrack a little bit from my last episode, because when I make a mistake, I want to, correct it. I called Wild Red Berry Red Roberts for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. And then I went back because we talked about Kevin Von Erich not working the memorial show. So I found the video on YouTube. He came out to the ring in that 6-man in a sling.
Okay.
And said he was hurt. And like I said, I saw dates before and after that, that he worked. So I don't know. Maybe he did get hurt. And maybe, I don't know. Because the whole thing, like I said, it just still kind of weird, but he went out to the ring, had a sling on. And I'm assuming he was hurt.
Yeah.
So I guess it was a jig. And then I thought about it, I was like, well, he had to be, if he was really hurt, it had to be bad, because even if you're hurt with the arm, you can work a 6-man around it.
Yeah.
But then I think, how bad was it? Because he worked like the next week. So it's still kind of a mystery, about it. But yeah, he was at the show. It didn't like he showed up, then got mad and left. So
yeah,
he actually did go to the ring with them. So
well, there you
where
go.
Whatever it was a last minute decision, because like I said, they put Simpson in there and he just did a flat out job earlier in the show. So yeah. I'm wondering maybe if he was really hurt, he was going to try to make a go of it, and he couldn't, and they didn't have nobody else. So the last minute they threw him in there. I don't know, but he was there. So I do know that part now. So
okay, yeah.
So all right, so we're going into June here. So we're going to start out. We're going to go to June 30th, 1961. We're going to Chicago, Illinois. We're going to Comiskey Park. Buddy Rogers, the old White Sox field. And they ran that a lot back in the day. Buddy Rogers beat Pat O'Connor for the NWA World title in 2 out of 3 falls. Rogers won the first, O'Connor won the second, and then Rogers won the third. This was Rogers. I can't remember if it was I think it was just. Yeah, he had it for a year and a half, and Rogers was the 7th NWA champion.
Okay.
So he was number 7 on the list. So yeah, a lot of people we've talked about this before, but some people get confused when they think about the World Championship goes back to like 1900 whatever. That was Yeah, they consider that, but it wasn't the NWA that was, that we know today. It was formed out in Waterloo in '48. So,
Okay.
But yeah, so he was the actual 7th champion. Okay.
The seventh son of the seventh son. Never mind.
Yeah. So, because we talked about, was it 2 years later they did the whole thing with remember the Vince Senior to Smart and all them wanted to keep him up in the Northeast.
Yeah,
and that whole fallout with NWA, and that's how they made the WWF champion, and so that was so this was like 2 years before that. So it was during that whole thing that all that got started. So it was during this run right here where the side of this match here. 2 years later, the WWF was officially formed. So,
and to a better guy, it couldn't have happened.
So it's kind of
sorry.
No, you're fine. Hey, it's fine. Trust me, your impersonations are a lot better than mine. So.
Well, you just got to try, Q. Come on.
So this ties. I like it because it ties into something we talked about a few months back. So I like kind of connecting, seeing stuff connect up.
Definitely, yeah.
So, all right. So this next one, this is going to be kind of a what if. So we're going to go to June 2nd, 1987. We're going to go to Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. The Honky Tonk Man beats Ricky Steamboat for the Intercontinental Belt. And everybody knows that Honky Tonk held the belt for 454 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Steamboat, when he lost this belt to Honky Tonk Man, he only had the belt for 65 days.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And y'all probably know a little more about this.
This is the Laura. Yeah.
They had that big build up with Savage and Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. They put the belt on Steamboat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, like I said, y'all might know a little more about this than me. Okay. The reason why they took it off Steamboat, I heard that was because he wanted time off and wanted to spend time with his family or something. What did y'all know about it?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Like that his wife basically was like. I mean, he won the title, and his wife was like, "Hey, I want you to spend more time with the family." And then it's like, dang, I just want a belt.
Yeah. So how old was Richie Steamboat? He had to be, because he was small when he came out on that horse in Nashville. So he must have been really a toddler by then when this happened.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find out. Hold on. Let's see.
Because I'm thinking.
Talking, but
but I've heard stuff through the years that she really jacked his career up at times, like gave him ultimatums about stuff and just,
Yeah, that's why they say, sometimes divorce can be expensive because it's worth it.
And that was his third wife too. That wasn't his first wife. That was his third wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Richie was born July 7th, 1987.
So very.
Okay, so he hadn't been born yet. You said July?
Yeah.
Oh, so she was pregnant, and she's.
I bet that's why then. Okay.
Yeah, she told him he's got to he's done. I bet he got heat with Vince. Had to have.
Probably.
Because I looked it up. Because after the he got the belt off Savage, they still worked. They still worked in April, May, all the way. They kept working because there was a bunch of cage match, all different kinds of matches. They were still working all the towns.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, and I don't want to jump ahead from what you're talking about.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I think he went into this quick feud with Hammer that didn't really do anything. I just remember that right after the Honky Tonk Man, but and it was just like he was gone, and then he showed up in NWA again eventually, But I think he was with. So as the Honky Tonk Man, it was like, and I guarantee she's almost about to pop, basically. And she's like, you got this title? and he's like, but this is the biggest, this is a big deal,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's funny. Richie Steamboat, he lives in this area that I live in, and he just popped up in the Friends You May Know on Facebook. So anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
But, then I was thinking, why didn't they put the belt back on Savage?
Oh.
But then I looked at the thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
In July, then I looked at the things, and like in July, he started working Hogan a lot for the world title.
Can't go backwards, brother.
Yeah. So this says that he was originally going to drop the title to Butch Reed, and Butch Reed no-showed.
Imagine that.
Oh man!
And then he dropped the Honky Tonk Man, like you said.
So I guess Butch Reed was still mad from getting rear-ended by Buddy Landell and spilling off his coke in his car, I guess.
I think so, probably. Yeah.
Butch Reed is one of those guys that could have been something, but he always kicked his. What's those saying? You had it, but you lost it because of yourself or something. You know what I'm saying? But there's different sayings, but he was always getting in his own way.
He Landelled himself, I think is what we call it.
Yeah, exactly. I guess when Buddy rear-ended him,
yeah, passed it on.
Passed on the bad juju.
Buddy went into because I know back, especially in the early '80s in Florida, man. They was calling him. He was Bruce Reed, dude. He was over like Rover. $1 million body, could work, could talk, and just like I guess drugs, man, just kept messing him up because I don't know. It's just one of those one of the other stories, and of somebody that could have really been something. I mean, they were big, but could really been big,
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, not to take this way too far off your topic here, Q, but have y'all ever heard the story that apparently the Steiners like ribbed Butch Reed and like taped him up to a ring post or something like that? Have y'all ever heard that?
I've heard they've taped several different people to chairs, ring post, just all kinds of crazy stuff. I heard it back in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that they were just menaces, just ribbed, just terrorizing people with ribs like that.
I'm just saying that tells you how bad the Steiners are to rib Butch Reed like that. Can you imagine the fight that he was fighting to not get taped? That was a fight. So
golly.
Yeah, because the way Ricky Morton told us about it when it was in Shelbyville one night. Told us about how bad they ribbed him one night. And he said, man, and he said you couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
He said they grabbed you, they had you.
Yeah, manhandled. I mean, they not say it like it is. Let's just be honest. They did knock the luster a little off the Road Warriors, man, because they were just that athletic and that good of a worker compared to the power, also. Anyway, sorry, Q, didn't mean to take over, but
that's fine. That's fine. That's what we're doing this for, to talk about stuff. And okay, one more before we go to another thing here. Did y'all hear the story? The reason why how Honky Tonk Man got picked?
Yes.
I probably have, but I can't come up with what it was.
One of the stories I heard was they were wherever they were at, and they were like, "What are we gonna do? It was like." I guess it was in Buffalo, I guess. And that they were brainstorming, and they were like, what do? We got to get this belt off from him. And they said Hogan was sitting there, and they looked, and they said the Honky Tonk Man happened to walk by, and he's like, put it on him.
He was standing real close, just waiting for that. Probably
he kept walking by.
Just kidding.
Like one of those things when you're trying to get by something, you just keep walking by.
And it's horrible. I mean, not real as it seems. That story seems so off the wall. No way could happen. It's wrestling. I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Wayne is a genius. Like, Honky Tonk Man is a wrestling savant as far as working people goes, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of partyism happened in that. But especially when you have a plan, and I'm sure Steamboat sprung it on, like, hey, my baby's coming. You gotta get this belt off from me. And Vince was like, oh crap, we have plans all summer, and
yeah,
I bet they just went into panic mode and like, hey, what about him over there?
yeah, probably exactly that.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go to June 11th, 1932. We're going to go to Bakersfield, California. And I actually talked about this probably 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
Well, kind of talked about it. Hoot Heron, not Hoot Gibson, not Robert Hoot Gibson, becomes the first California State Junior Heavyweight Champion. This title is also known as the Tiger Weight title.
Oh, yes.
Remember we talked about that?
Definitely do. Yes, sir.
Yep. So it was we remember I said you asked me what weight class you think that was. So it was a junior heavy. So back then, what was junior heavy? Maybe 180.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because heavy wasn't that big back then.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, he was barely 200 for the heavy. So, yeah. So it was also known as that Tiger Weight. And I try to find stuff about Hoot Heron. Man, I only found like a couple things, and he basically, it looked like he maybe worked a couple of years, and basically it was all in that California area. So, was he from
Russell County, California, Lebanon, California? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I guess because it's so 32. There's not there's not a lot of that stuff out there. So he might have worked longer than that, but you just can't find it. So, but yeah, he was the first Tiger Weight champion.
Yeah,
and that's the only place I've ever seen a Tiger Weight. So there might be more out there, but nobody knows about it.
Not even Tiger Jackson has the Tiger Weight belt.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to go to. This is okay. Before I've already told Jared about this. This one right here, this show I fixed to talk about. I spent 2 hours on it last night for one match.
Oh Lord.
Trying to figure it out because there was so much misinformation, wrong dates, and everything on one match on this show to try to figure it out.
And guys, nothing ticks our boy Q off more than wrong dates and wrong.
Get your info right, people.
Yeah, and like I said, Cage Match, Wrestling Data, YouTube, they all had different dates and everything. So I'm going with June 16th, 1982. We're going to go to Irving, Texas, to Texas Stadium. World Class presents Star Wars Super Bowl of Wrestling.
All right.
The attendance for this show was 6,800. Texas Stadium. We thought the 1988 David Von Erich Memorial was bad at Texas Stadium.
You got to give it to him for still believing, man. But good Lord.
So the video, the show was out there. They actually, they put the ring in one of the end zones and just used one little section.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah. So I don't know. This was, I think, the second or third actual show in at Texas Stadium.
What year was this again, Q? I'm sorry.
This was 82.
Okay. The Cowboys were really struggling though in the 80s, like as far as like money. So
82. No, 82. They were there because remember.
I'm just saying as far as money. So maybe they let it go cheap. I was trying to think like how you would afford this, like to rent that stadium.
Well,
and then only get that audience. I don't know.
Fritz was still big, had a lot of ends with people. So I'm thinking he had an in with somebody, and for it to be that low, maybe I don't know, something happened for it to be some reason it was that low. I don't know if it was. I don't know. It's weird how it was. It was
Mm-hmm.
Something had to happen for it to tend to be that low for that. So, but this show, like I said, this was a nightmare, but I was already started, so I had to go with it. First match was Spoiler against Frank Dusek. Everybody knows the Spoiler. Frank Dusek. I don't think I ever heard a good thing about Frank Dusek. Have y'all?
He turned us down for the podcast, so yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, I'm sure if y'all know Bo James, ask him about Frank Dusek. Frank Dusek took him for a ride when he first started promoting. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything good about him. The second match was Bill Irwin against Ken Mantell. Now this is where it gets kind of loopy. The UWA World Women's Title, Lola Gonzalez beat Irma Gonzalez. Lola was the champion. Guess what she pinned the old girl with? A power bomb.
What?
Oh,
82.
That is, wow.
She went for the, I don't know, the Frankensteiner. The girl hit it with one. Then she goes for the second one. She catches her power bombs are 1, 2, 3. And I was like, 82. That's like, and for women, that's like unheard of. Except if you go watch that All Japan Women from the 80s. Now you'll see that, but in America, that's the first time I think I've ever seen a woman powerbomb somebody, especially that time period.
So do you think it was an accident, or you think she was catching some Japanese?
That was the finish. I mean, that was the finish, and I'm just wondering. I don't know.
I mean, that's
cool. it was good because the way they actually set it up. She hit her with one for another one, boom. But I haven't watched a lot of women's Mexican wrestling from the 80s, so they might have been doing what the Japan women were doing.
Yeah.
I just know the American women wasn't.
Yeah, right. Definitely not. Yeah, they're pulling hair and flipping them around.
Mula wasn't doing no power bombs or taking a power bomb in 82. So.
Heck, Mae Young didn't take one till what? 90s?
Dudleys?
Yeah, the Dudleys.
Yeah, she was like 85 years old and took one.
Something like that.
What a trooper!
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was something else, boy. You talking about being a team player?
Yeah.
That woman deserved all the credit and the money because she did everything they asked from what I heard and what we saw,
Yeah.
So the fourth match is Andre beat Bugsy McGraw. Now here's where it gets squirrely. The fifth match is the NWA World Light Heavyweight Title match. Okay, now that belt is, from what I can, I want to say it was either in the UWA or EMLL at the time. They had the world middleweight and had it was in Mexico. Okay, here's what El Solitario beat Ren Bordado. Okay. They said El Solitario was the champion. He had no belt. He showed up with no belt. It's a title match, no belt. So I said, okay, this is weird. So I go in, start searching. He was not their champion at that time. It was a totally different guy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know if they won't know. We'll say it's people won't know. So
the old switcheroo.
And I thought, well, maybe he lost it, before after they put the advertisement out. No, he didn't. No, wasn't even close. Yeah, it's just one of those. Let's throw the gimmick out there. They won't know. All right. So that was some of the time consuming trying to figure that one out. So then this next one, I've never heard this before in my entire life. It's a battle royal, $10,000 8-man invitational body slam Russian roulette.
Wow.
What the crap is that, man?
Yeah,
Talk about throw every gimmick to it.
Yeah. That all the. Oh, that's not the real one. That's a fake body slam. That's a fake. Okay, now that's the real one. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't watch it. Like I said, I was already done put too much time in it trying to figure out the match before that, who was the champion and all that. So I didn't even watch it. It's out there. I should have watched it, but I didn't have time because but I've never, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gimmicks on a battle royal, which is a gimmick. I mean, did Fritz partake in some of the boys' activities before this, and when they booked this? Because you had to be high to come up with that many stipulations for a battle royal.
Here, Daddy, take this. This helps me eat the pizza in really well.
And then Daddy will play a board game version of this after.
I got the board game in the car.
That's my weak Kevin Von Erich.
Hey, I
see where you're going with it, though.
I picked up. It was because they're all different. His is out of the boys. His was very distinct, and the older he gets, the more he can really.
It gets even deeper. It's like Kerry, man. Man, it was just heartbreaking, man.
And I hate to even, you know what I mean? Like, that's horrible to make fun of that.
But he just gets in this really, deep thinking, man,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yes, like I said, this card was crazy. So then here comes another one. Here's another doozy. 7th match is the All Asian Tag Team Title match.
Okay. Got to be Asian. That's the only deal.
All Asian. Okay, All Asian, that's All Japan, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, Kabuki and the Magic Dragon with Gary Hart beat Kevin and David Von Erich. So I noticed the belts. It took me a while because they didn't show a real good picture. I had to rewind it like 4 or 5 times trying to get a good picture of the belts. Because at one time it looked like they only had one of them, and then finally I saw they actually had 2 at the end. Never seen these belts were not the All Asian Tag belts. I don't know where these belts come from. They were old. I mean, old. They looked kind of like a Japanese belt because they had the buckles and the hooks on the back. It didn't have the snaps, which all the old Japanese belts had those. But it was just one plate, just center plate, no side plates. So I'm like, okay. So I looked it up. I go to All Japan, go to the titles. Kabuki and Magic Dragon never had that All Asian Tag belts. Yeah.
You sure they're going to buy this, Daddy?
Oh, my God, Jimmy.
Yeah, so I was just like, what the crap, man? This whole card is just, like I said, it's like, did drugs book this show? I mean, that's why they drew 6,000 people, I guess, because people were confused, I guess.
It's just handed out at the door.
Okay, that's enough.
All right. So
You're cut off. You're cut off.
I'm out.
Somebody should have cut them boys off a long time ago.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that was bad. It's the truth, but it's bad. I mean, it's sad. It's
It is.
true.
It is true. Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
All right. So the 9th match was the NWA #1 contenders match, no DQ. Kerry Von Erich beat Harley Race. I'm probably gonna go back and watch that because I mean it's Harley.
Yeah.
And Kerry could be carried and have Kerry could put on some great matches with somebody could carry him with some psychology because he's athletic. He could do anything, and Harley was Harley. So
You think Kerry leaned in and said, "Daddy said sell"?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. Not on that one.
Hey, Mr. Race. Hey, Mr. Race. I can't do it, Kerry. I'm not. Sorry. I'm not.
So yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch because that had to be good.
Yeah. It had to be. Yeah.
All right. So now this was the main event on when I looked at the cards. Now on the video, it comes. They say something where the main event on paper is not the main event during the show. But on paper, the main event was a NWA American Heavyweight title match. Falls Count Anywhere. Fritz Von Erich beat King Kong Bundy for the belt.
Wow.
This is the one where he pinned Bundy in the end zone of Texas Stadium.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Fritz retired. So he gave the belt was up. So there was no champion. So he puts himself over. He did a Vern Gagne. Puts himself over in his retirement match for the belt and then retires.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think it was a week later, they give the belt back to Bundy. This is presented to Bundy. They presented it to him. I don't know. Like I said, I probably have to go watch all their TVs, how they built up to give it back. I don't know. Right. But yeah, that show was just all over the place, you know, and for the Star Wars Super, it should have known 2 gimmick names in it. Star Wars Super Bowl of Wrestling, you know, should have known that.
How were they not sued for that too? Like,
you know,
with both names, I mean, like, okay, I don't know.
But back then, because I know now they World Class have used Super Bowl of Wrestling, because we're fixing to backtrack a little bit on another card. They used it. Gulas, you look at some of those old Gulas posters floating around, like 77, 78, Super Bowl of Wrestling.
Yeah.
So the NFL wasn't money hungry, sue happy. The country wasn't sue happy back then.
Well, that's probably true too.
You know, now the Star Wars was kind of in '82. That's pushing it. You know, I'm thinking, you know, they probably didn't use it much after that.
Yeah. I mean, Lucasfilms probably, you know, would have kiboshed that pretty quick, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think we talked about this before. Even though, especially the World Class was '82 was taken off big time, it still wasn't mainstream to Hollywood.
Right.
So would they have seen or heard about it? You know,
it would have. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's a good point. Yeah.
Now, eventually, because I mean, you know, eventually, they had people making sure nobody's using their crap, you know, later on. So, but at '82, they didn't have people checking, you know, to see who's using their gimmick, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely not.
Just the time of it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all might like this one. So we're going to go to June 1st, 1972. We're going to go to Logan, West Virginia. Do y'all know where that's at?
Yes.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So on this day, the headline in the paper says Madrid and Clancy jailed. Gene Madrid, as we know him as Gypsy Joe, pleaded guilty to assault and battery, fined $250 plus court costs, and sentenced to 70 days in the Logan County Jail.
Wow.
His partner, Pat Clancy, was fined $100 plus court costs for assault and battery, sentenced to 30 days in the Logan County Jail. All right. This incident happened at the Maine High School, Maine Field House. This was a show. The article I got says that all it says was, I'm just going to call him Joe because that's what everybody knows him. Joe and a fan got into a fight. Then Chief Deputy, I love this name, Ott Mudders, tried to break up the fight. Mudders got cuts and bruises and bitten on the hand and was hit in the head by a chair from Madrid.
Oh, my God.
So Joe ran him over the chair. So during this melee, Clancy jumps in to help Joe. And like I said, all crap break. It's a small article. You go a lot of details. I try to go back because this is just the sentence and the thing. Their sentence. So this happened, I guess, in May or June. I mean May or April. I went back in the Bay newspapers. I couldn't find anything about it. So all this happened. Like I said, Joe went to. I'm assuming he served the whole time. I don't know. Like I said, Clancy only 30 days. 250 plus court costs in 72. That was a pretty good little chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then if he's in there 70 days, he's not working, he's making any money. But something I didn't understand about this article, it didn't say anything about the fan getting hurt or arrested for the fight. Because if he's fighting, shouldn't he be arrested too?
Yeah, you would think.
Or was it just because Joe beat up this the chief deputy?
Let him die.
Exactly.
That's all right. Let him die. Let him die.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's one of those men I would like to see this. And, you know, or I would have loved to talk to Joe about it if I'd known about it. You know?
Man. Yeah,
I would love to have picked his brain on what happened here, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, boy, it would have been funny. It would have been, in his voice and his language. Oh, can you imagine?
Oh,
that
yeah.
story?
Oh, it would have been very, very funty. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that would have been, that would have just been awesome. Just think about that. Okay, so now we're going to go to June 1st, 1980. We're going to Georgetown, Kentucky, to the Horse Park Inn. This is a Dale Mann's MWA show.
I don't think I've ever wrestled a match, but I didn't give it all for the business and for you fans.
Nice.
Yeah, so we got the first match. We got Ricky Lee versus Larry Steele. Kind of shocked. They're just kind of normal names, you know?
Yeah.
For a Dale Mann show.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. And the second match, here we go, was the Intern versus Big Terry Harris. And I'm sure that's not Jim Starr and Tom Andrews. And it's none of those guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
All right. Then the third match, we got Donnie Green, which he was a mainstay in the 80s for Dale, against Dale's best friend, Chuck Connors, who was with Dale forever. It was forever. Now, here's one of the reasons why I picked this. The fourth match is now check this out. I would have loved to see how this worked or what the buildup was. The fourth match is a 2-minute championship match. Champion Dale Mann versus Grizzly Jones. That's odd.
Yeah.
A 2-minute championship match.
2 minute one.
I mean, I thought maybe Grizzly Smith, good grief. Grizzly Jones might have been a manager and, you know, kind of deal. I don't know. That just was really odd. But, you know, it's Dale Mann, so, you know, who knows? Whatever it was, he made it. I'm sure he made it work.
Yeah.
All right, so then we got the fifth match. We got Danny Fargo, which was Dan Greer, and Danny Fargo worked in Memphis as Danny Fargo and was worked in Southwest as with Eric Embry down there as his tag partner. He took on King Joey Cagle. If you're in the Middle Tennessee area, you know Joey Cagle. He from the 90s on, he lived here in the Middle Tennessee area and worked. So if you'd like to know the independents around here, you know who Joey Cagle is. But he worked everywhere. Had a big run up in Vancouver in the mid 80s. And actually he had a run in, I want to say 83 in Memphis with, I can't remember his name, partner, the Heartbreakers. He had actually run in Memphis. But yeah, King Joey Cagle. If you know about Middle Tennessee Indies in the 90s, you know who Joey Cagle is.
Definitely heard of him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I seen him at the reunion last month. He was there looking good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think he still lives in Tullahoma because he pops into or that area because he pops into Yukon Jack's Tullahoma shows every now and then. He'll pop in there. So
okay.
Yeah. And when I met him in the early 90s, he was his running buddy was old Peter R. Miller, the Mongolian Mauler. They were running buddies in the early 90s.
Nice. Okay.
That's the first time I ever met him, was then. Okay, so this sixth match, the main event, I have no idea who this is. It says the Country Cousins, and right beside it in big letters, 832 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah. Versus the Enforcers with manager Gentleman Ed.
Gentleman Ed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Didn't think about that name too much.
Didn't need to, right?
Yeah. You're Gentleman Ed. All right, that sounds good. Like I said, the Enforcers, I have no idea who it was, but that just stuck out. I mean, because like this is 1980. I mean, you had several big guys, you know, but you didn't have a bunch of them.
Right.
So I'm wondering if Dale was driving down the road and saw these guys at a convenience store somewhere and said, "Hey, y'all boys want to be wrestlers?"
Put a hillbilly gimmick on you boys.
Exactly. Y'all got any overalls?
Oh, y'all are already wearing them. That's cool. Come on in.
Exactly. As soon as he saw them at a country store, had their overalls on, and he said, "Boom, money."
There's my tag team.
I got it. There's my tag team, boys. What shocked me, no women's match on this card.
Yeah, you must have.
Dale always had a women's match because he
find any on the road. Oh gosh, yeah.
She was in the van still.
Oh gosh,
she's recovering from the van trip to Georgetown. She couldn't. Yeah, so I was shocked. There was no women's match on that. All right, so that's my Dale man for this month.
Yes.
So we're going to go back to on this. We're going to go to June 4th, 1986. We're going to go back to Texas. We're going to go to Argyle, Texas. Kerry Von Erich crashes his motorcycle into the back of a police car.
Man.
Yeah, this happened. You think of this changed a lot of things.
Really did.
You know, he was out for a long time. Made one of the most incredible returns and came back and his to have that work rate with an amputated leg, well, from the halfway down, was amazing. I mean, no, he wasn't the Kerry Von Erich before because he was just a pure athlete, But to go in there and have good matches with a prosthetic and still hit the ropes and all that, it's amazing. It
is. Yeah.
And I didn't see a lot of at that time period. We got world class sporadically in Nashville, so and I'd see the magazines, heard about it. And then when he came, then he came back, and then in '88 and '89, he worked Memphis, like they said, the USWA Memphis, Texas thing, deal. So he was coming into Nashville a lot, and I've seen him live, and there's no way I knew that there was his work rate didn't go down enough that you could say something ain't right,
Yeah.
You could tell the boot was bigger, but I figured, hey, it's a brace he's got when he, was out for the motorcycle wreck. He has to wear a brace now. But and they said, a lot of people says that if he would have listened to the doctors and not try to come back too soon and just get up, did what the doctors told him, the right rehab, that they say maybe the foot wouldn't have been amputated.
Yeah.
But they said he was, bound and determined to come back. And, so they came. I don't know if he actually worked a match, but I know he was back he was at the shows and everything. And then they had to go back in and amputate it because they wasn't getting blood flow and everything. But, because you think about it, 86, man, nobody knew about it. I mean, they were sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctor, the boys, the family. I mean, I'm sure, David Manning, because he was his right-hand man, he knew it. Because they said a lot of not the Von Erich boys knew, but like the boys on the show didn't know. They said a lot of boys didn't know. Because, that telegram telewrestler, it would have got out. Meltzer would have ate that up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Because Meltzer and Wade Keller, those are like the only two dirt sheet guys at that time period. And something like that, he exposed that, So the way they kept that kayfabe was it's crazy,
Definitely. It is. I mean, it's a miracle if you think about it.
I mean, 70s on back, I could see it. But in the 80s, that's a miracle. And I've never seen it, but it got exposed when the rumors got around where Colonel Beers pulled his leg off? Did y'all hear about it in AWA?
I don't think so. No, I've never.
Yes, that's
Whoa.
when the first part that got exposed. And I don't think it ever made TV. It was at the show. I think it was the Showboat, and he grabbed his leg and it came off. And they said, you hear different stories about it, and that he like grabbed it, rolled out, went in the ring, put it back on. And I heard, so it was a Showboat is a TV taping, but I don't think they ever let it see the light of day. I don't, because it would have been, it'd still be out there if it was. No, I haven't seen anyone. So I'm thinking Fritz got on the phone, boom, hey, Vern, please, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Do something, please. Like, seriously. Well,
What would you do if this was Greg, Vern? You want me to come pull Greg's leg off?
I am horrible today. Sorry.
Oh, you're great. I love it, man. It just adds something to it. And I don't know if y'all heard this before. Okay, you remember the Clash of Champions 3, Lawler and Von Erich, was the main event. And it was, it was supposed to be a big, big deal, right? And, it turned out to be a flop. But they said, I've read this before, and I'm thinking it probably is true, that Vince tried to get the match, tried to get that pay-per-view shut down. They were doing something. It was something about Kerry, because Kerry was I don't know, something about a law where he can't wrestle because he's handicapped or something with the, I don't know, it was this big deal. And Vince tried to get it shut down.
No.
I don't know if that's true or not. Because I saw it and people were saying that, but it didn't. They let him. The commissioner, whatever, turned it down. But my thing is, though, would Vince really care about AWA in '88?
No, I don't think so, man.
Man, he was barely. I mean, he was when he did care about another promotion. It was NWA on some of their stuff, and he was still blowing them out of the water on the pay per view.
Right.
So would he care about AWA World Class and Jarrett doing a pay per view?
It would be on his radar, but I don't see him being
not for him
concerned. Yeah.
I mean, would it hurt them going into Chicago, whatever, twice a year? No. But his fan base in '88 is not watching AWAs. You can tell by the ratings and their AWA's houses.
Right.
So I'm thinking that was just one of those made up stories. Probably. But I've heard it through the years that, so I'm calling BS on that one. So, all right, we're going to go to June 4th, 1957. We're going to go to Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to the Hippodrome. And this one is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, it's to most people that if you're not around this area, this probably don't mean a lot to you, but it was kind of big time here. So that night, the Fargos, Jackie and Don, made their Nashville debut.
Okay.
Now that was they've been in the territory for about a month. They've worked the Memphis, they even worked Knoxville, they worked down in Birmingham, Chattanooga. They went all around, but they ain't been in Nashville. But they had been on Nashville TV, but actually worked in the house show match. That was their first one in for Nashville. And they guess who their opponents were?
Oh, I have no guess.
Buddy Rogers and Tex Riley.
Wow.
And at the time, Buddy Rogers was the Mid-America champion. Okay, so this is 57. What did we say, 61? He was the NWA World Champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years later, he's that's crazy.
Climb that ladder.
That he did work in, he started in the 40s and worked everywhere, but he actually, that they brought him in and put the belt on him, and he actually had to run here to be in that, because he was a star. Because like I said, he had worked all over the country, worked all the big cities that he came, and the Hippodrome, that couldn't hold maybe 2,000 maybe? It was a skating rink.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of, you think, he's come, work. I said he worked all the big towns and everything for years. Then he comes and worked. So Gulas and Welch, they say Gulas didn't pay. They had to be paying Buddy Rogers to work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's not coming in for free.
Yeah, he was. And
cheap.
the part, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't like he was down on his luck and blackballed or nothing from what, because if he was 4 years later, he's the top guy in the business. You know, yes, they must have been dishing out some money for him. And I'm sure he was, if he's their champ, the top guy. So on the Nashville, Chattanooga, Birmingham, so he was the top guy. So they had to be paying him buku.
No doubt. Yeah.
Because and I thought about this. Fargo, they just come in. They're paying them big time because they just come off the run up in DC. Jackie and Don did. They just come off a big run up in the DC, which, like I said, that DC, that TV was, it was big time. It was like the Chicago TV. It was big time. So they just come from there. So he's putting out some money.
Yeah, definitely.
To bring them in. And then have Buddy Ross. Now that Tex Riley guy, I never seen him work. They said he was really good, and I think he died really early. I think I don't think he was retired yet when he passed away. But they said he was a big star in Tennessee at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don Riley, is that what you said?
Tex Riley.
God, Tex. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was thinking Don Fargo.
Not to be confused with what's the big tall dude? Oh gosh, it was just awful. The big cowboy. I can't believe I forgot his name. Oh man, he worked forever. He was one of the top. He was old by the time that Eddie Ihorn's IWA started, but he was Tex McKenzie. Yeah,
Jimmy Powell's dad.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. How can I forget that? Yeah. A lot of people get them two mixed up. Totally different. Tex was normal. He wasn't tall, and they said he was a really, really good worker. Really good worker.
That's cool.
All right.
That's cool.
All right. Now we're going to go back to Texas. We're going to June 5th, 1976. We're going to Irving, Texas Stadium for the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I thought we covered this already. I'm just kidding.
Okay. We're going, that was what I said, that was 82. This is 76. So 6 years backwards. I thought I should have went this first, but I just, but listen to the attendance. 17,000. What was the other one? Six?
Yeah. Man.
Wow.
Big difference.
Definitely.
Still it's still empty for that big of a place, but 17,000, that's for a show at that time period, no matter where it was held at, that's a big house.
Definitely.
And, think about it, that what they were running, Sportatorium, and what would they run, Reunion Arena once a month? Mm-hmm. So, Sportatorium 2,500 weekly, then they go. So that is a big bump.
Definitely.
If you're looking at just number wise, not seat wise, that's a crazy jump for their weekly show. The card, wasn't really nothing stood out really. Peter Maivia beat Don Fargo. Now this match I would like to see, Red Bastien against Rick Martel with a time limit draw. Bastien in 76 could still go.
Yeah.
And Rick Martel was really young, but man, Rick Martel was so underrated.
Seriously.
I think that model gimmick just made everybody think he's a gimmick guy. Man, he was so good. So good.
Yeah. I mean, he was just so good. He did that gimmick well, and that made people think he was that. But man, you're right, dude. He was great.
And I think we talked about this before, how when he went to Vern and they put the belt on him, it's like he lost that babyface fire. Mm-hmm. And just high flying. Just remember we talked about how it seemed like they dummied down him.
Yeah.
For the belt, because you look at his Portland stuff, his Georgia. I mean, he was so good. But so third match got Rocky Johnson beat Larry Sharp. This fourth match was interesting. Andre beat the Mongolian Stomper and J.J. Dillon. That would have been it. And I tell you, man, if you watch some of JJ's stuff, JJ could work. I mean, it had a lot of ha-ha, in his stuff, especially toward the later years. But, man, he was good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Them silly selling bumps, the ha-ha bumps and facials. He was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
And dude has looked 50 years old all his life. Too.
Yeah, seriously.
He still looks 50, like.
Yeah, because I remember seeing an old, from, I want to say maybe late 60s, early 70s, a Detroit match where him and somebody worked the Hells Angels. And so he was probably like 25 and he looked 45,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he got past 55, he still looked 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man. He's still got one age for 50 years. So yeah. Oh, JJ. Then the fifth match, we had a midget lady match, Diamond Lil versus Darling Dagmar. Then this was interesting here. Number 6, El Santo and Jose Lothario beat Killer Tim Brooks and Paul Perchman, which Paul Perchman was Buddy Rose.
Buddy Rose, yeah. Because I remember Jules Strongo telling us that.
Yeah.
Paul Perchman.
Yeah. So I think about 76. How old was El Santo in 76? He had to be up there, man.
El Santo, 800 years old.
Yeah. Lied about his age all the time.
He probably did.
Oh, yeah. And so here's the main event was the NWA World Title match. Fritz Von Erich and Terry Funk went to a double count out. So, I mean, nothing really stood out. Cause we don't know what their TV, if their programs were running and everything. So I'm sure the Andre Stomper Dillon match had a little meaning to it. I'm the Diamond Lil Darling Dagmar was just a thrown in. I'm sure El Santo and Lothario probably was there just to pop the Hispanic population.
Probably.
So I'm thinking that really there was only 2 matches on here that had significance,
Probably, yeah.
So 76. I do believe 76 was their first time at Texas Stadium, and they drew 17,000, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say in Texas. I don't know. June was a big month for Texas wrestling. So we're going to June 7th, 1981. We're going to Dallas, Texas to Reunion Arena. Star Wars 81, number 2. They had a Star Wars 81 earlier. I think it was like in February. But this is they're working this Star Wars gimmick, man, big time.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is at Reunion Arena. I couldn't find the attendance. I think what it hold like 18,000 at standing room only. So I'm sure it was. Because I don't know, I can say I'm sure it was sold out, but then I'll look at the next year at Texas Stadium, 6,000. So who knows? Something that stuck out here on this, I'm just kind of going to run over the couple of the matches here. The second match, Al Madrill worked Austin Idol.
Uh-oh.
I didn't think Austin Idol, when he left, remember the phone call?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think he didn't come back until 85 when he worked those couple shows. So, but I'm wondering, because Idol was known to be a no-show. I don't know if he...
Hold on, you mean that he quits on stuff? Okay, sorry. My mistake.
I didn't say that. No, I'm just saying this. I wonder if he said, Fritz, I'll make that big show.
Yeah.
And didn't show.
Maybe. I don't believe it. I don't think it.
I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I said, he didn't go back to, I didn't know until 85 when I saw those couple of matches. And then he was gone again. It was like he's just passing through. But from the interview, it really sounded like he left on bad terms. So,
By the way, follow the Austin Idol on TikTok at Austin Idol on TikTok. He's really wanting me to tell everybody. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Go check that out. And something that didn't make sense on this. They had a handicap match. The guy's name was Tengu. Beat Jesse Barr and Ricky Romano Sr. Ricky Romano was, all the Youngbloods' dad. Not Romano, Romero. I'm sorry, Romero. And then later in the card, there's a guy named Chang Chung.
Everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So I looked this up, and Tengu and Chang Chung, I looked on the thing, and it said it was Kendo Nagasaki.
Mm.
So Kendo Nagasaki was a name in America by then.
Right.
From this time down especially in Florida. So he's in the magazines. But why would he be working as two different guys on the same card when this guy's, and he's a name? I was like, I done went down that one rabbit hole on these stupid Star Wars gimmicks. I wasn't going to try to figure that one out.
Oh, come on. I'm just kidding.
I've been wasting 2 hours on that other Star Wars gimmick. I was like, I'm not going to try to figure this one out.
Leave it to history.
Yeah, I'm like, if y'all want to figure it out for me, please go do it, because I was not going to do that. Another match I would have been interesting. Kerry beat Ernie Ladd for the American belt. Ladd was the champion. By 81, Ladd's knees was out. But man, if you watch Ladd's stuff, especially when he went for Watts in the 80s, he worked around his not being mobile anymore.
Yeah.
Because man, back in the day, man, for be a big guy, he could move, but he was really good at working around that, especially in the 80s with this selling the thumb gimp. I would like to see how Kerry, did it. Worked in that, how he would, because Kerry was so athletic and was used to having matches with like Harley and everybody that time period. So I'd be interested to actually see how that match went. All right, now here's the main event: Texas Death Cage match. Bruiser Brody beat Kabuki with Gary Hart. Mm-hmm. The stipulation was if Brody wins, Fritz gets 5 minutes with Gary Hart in the cage.
Oh,
so. The main event, number 2, was cage match. Fritz Von Erich beat Gary Hart. So
poor Gary, man. Come on.
Poor Gary, Gary got beat up that night, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure he bled like a stuffed pig, too.
Don't be too hard on Uncle Gary, Daddy.
That's the last one. I'm out. Sorry.
No, it ain't.
Get out of here, Kevin. Get out of here.
I think I got another Dallas show on here somewhere.
Oh, Lord.
But, you think about Brody probably bled like a stuffed hog. Kabuki probably not, because he had the face paint. And then I'm sure Fritz probably got a little color, too.
Yeah, probably.
And Gary was bleeding like a stuffed hog.
Yeah. Definitely.
Gary, hey, man, people say what they want to about Gary Hart. He could get anything over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he took pride in that, being the booker, and not just being a great booker, but being a great manager, interview. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah. I totally agree.
He took pride in his stuff behind the camera and on camera.
Yeah.
Because he was good. He was a master at both, I think.
Yeah. So. He jobbed to the claw that night, didn't he?
Yeah. That's where he got his juice from, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You're listening to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you a pro wrestling fan? Well, stop by Captain's Corner, where you can get autographed photos, cards, magazines, and figures from all of your favorite wrestling superstars of the past, present, and future. You'll also be able to participate in live signings in the weeks and months to come. Make sure to stop by Captain's Corner on Facebook and give us a holler. Remember, cheers to the working man.
My brothers taught me about wrestling, but I taught them about eating. So we brought us to Pizza, and it's all-you-can-eat buffet. You get hot, fresh pizza, thin crust or pan. Plus, there's plenty of spaghetti, garlic toast, and a salad bar, all for a super low price. That's why I'm paying today. Kev, let me pay. I'll pay for this one. You two pay for the pizza to go. Pizza to go? I thought you were full. These are for Dad. Yeah, sure. For pizza out, it's pizza in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so this next one is a 1, 2, 3, 4, four-parter. It all ties in together. So The first one, we're going to June 4th, 1983. We're going to Nashville, Tennessee, going to the National Fairgrounds Sports Arena. It's a Southern title, loser leave town match. Jerry Lawler beat Bill Dundee. So Bill Dundee had to leave. Dang. All right. So remember this, Memphis territory was bicycle taped, right? Memphis was the first. Then you had Louisville, Evansville. Nashville was the last tail end.
Right.
All went behind. Somehow Nashville went first on this. I don't know how. I actually went to the newspaper. I got the newspaper ads, the articles, and advertisement gimmicks. Nashville was first in this. I thought maybe it was an error, that's how they misdated it. No, I actually pulled them up. Nashville got it first. I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Bicycle taped, But anyway.
Had to be something weird with the schedule. Sorry.
Yeah. So another thing, I like doing this stuff because it's like, how did Nashville go? I'd never in a million years, I think Nashville got the loser leave town before Memphis, but they did. So we're going to go to June 6, 1983. We're going to Memphis, Mid South Coliseum, title match, Southern title versus loser leave town. Lawler beats Dundee, so he's out of Memphis now. We'll go to June 7th, 83, Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville Gardens, same thing. Lawler goes over, Dundee's out of town. Then we'll go to Evansville, which is the Wednesday night, June 8th, same whole gimmick. He's gone. Okay, Dundee left the territory because Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling Ole went into Chattanooga. They're going to boot Chattanooga back up in the summer of 83. So Dundee left to go be their booker. And he took some of the Memphis guys with him. He took Terry Taylor and Bobby Fulton, made them the Fantastic Ones. Frank Morrell Spoiler won the Bounty Hunter. I mean, it was a hodgepodge. It took Cornette. Cornette was really green. He just got into Memphis, and they sent him down there. It tells a good story about living at the Falcons Crest and Homer Odell and his way of life. Yeah, interesting. Go find that story about Cornette talking about going down. It's interesting. He talks about the whole, because it only lasted 3 months, and they pulled the plug on it. Maybe 3 months, maybe 4. It didn't last long because Chattanooga, to be Nick Gulas's main town all those years, and when he pulled out, everybody tried to go back in there and run it, and nobody could get it going. It's weird how his main town, just when Gulas pulled out, that town died. And then I said everybody tried to revive it, never could get it going. So Dundee leaves League Town to be the booker, right down there. They only closes up shop. They're staying only in Georgia again. Whatever crew goes back to Georgia. So these guys in Memphis, they're nowhere to go. So Dundee, Jerry Jarrett's like, come back. So he's back in Memphis in September. I don't know what the stipulation, how they brought him back. I wish I would go. I'm sure it's on there's a TV out there with it. But it's interesting to see what stipulation they brought him back. Maybe I'm wondering if they had a match where somebody beat Lawler, Dundee got to come back or something.
Maybe.
I'm sure Jerry Jarrett put a good spin on it. Now, was
there ever a winner comes back match? No, I'm just kidding. But loser leaves, winner comes back.
You think about it. In '87, when Billy Travis lost the losing town to Tanaka and Diamond, they put the mask on him as BT Express. They took the mask off from him. He had got fired and banned or whatever. And like 2 weeks later, they did a thing where Eddie Martin was tired of Jarrett, his grandson just getting beat up by those two guys. He's killing the Losers League Town, ban on Billy Trask and bringing him back. You know, so I mean, it's wrestling. You do what you want, but I just kind of see what, because Jerry Jarrett's mind how he did it. It'd be pretty interesting. Now the Memphis match with Dundee and Lawler is one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. It's the one where all the boys. It's the first Losers Town with all the boys around the ring.
Yes,
they had two. I think was the 85 one. Was the 85
right? Yeah,
the December of 85 one. They had the boys around the ring on that one too. But this match, it's out there.
Is this the one where he has the Spirit of 76?
No, it's the 85 one.
Okay, the 85. Got it. Keep going. Sorry.
Two. That's up there. But out of the two, this one, man,
it's incredible.
It is like, and for 83, it was, oh my gosh. And those two, their chemistry has to be the top 5 of two guys' chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when them two got in there and with the storyline, it was magic.
Yeah. And they beat the crap out of each other, and the crowd was with every second. Yeah. It's just a magic. It's beautiful.
Please go. If you've not seen that match, go watch it, man. It's a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
totally.
It was crazy. All right, now we're going to go to June 6, 1996. We're going to Los Angeles, California, to the LA Sports Arena. This was supposed to have been a big deal, and it really didn't. It kind of flopped. We had the World Wrestling Peace Festival. It was New Japan, AAA. I guess I want to say it was CMLL by then. I think they didn't change it from EMLL. I think they already went to CML by the 96, and WCW. It was one of those Inoki, you know, like the Korean, you know, what he was on these shows. I don't know. Inoki was out there with this stuff. The attendance, 5,964. To be this big of a thing, that's a flop, man.
Yeah.
and what was wild was AAA and CMML working on the same show, because that was bitter rivalry at that time. 96, because AAA was kicking CML's butt right down that time period. When they came in and just was out of nowhere and just hurt them bad, and they were rival, you know, competitive promotions for Mexico, and then to be on the same show, the boys, that's wild, you know.
Definitely. Yeah.
But Inoki worked his magic somehow and got it going. And the WCW part was, it seemed like after the Korean thing, they would have stayed away from Inoki and his big vision shows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So unless I'm thinking they must have got a good payday. Inoki must have paid them good. That's the way I could think about it. Yeah. There was 14 matches.
Gosh. But you need something like that for 4 promotions, I guess. I mean, like.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, I mean, but it just, wow. I looked at the card. It was, there were some matches that stood out I would have liked to see. I don't know if this is out there or not. I'm sure. You know, somebody who helped was a kind of advisor for Inoki during this promotion, for this card, this show, who helped Inoki just like getting around, promotional stuff and everything. Roy Lucier.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh. Speaking of.
Yeah, he actually years ago, I remember he talked about on his Twitter page how and he had he actually got to work with Inoki on this and help Inoki out on stuff.
That is wild.
Yeah. Huh. So I just popped in my head. I just remember him talking about that. Now these second matches on here, I think I'd like to see. This match I think would have been really good. Rey Mysterio Jr. and Ultimo Dragon beat Heavy Metal and Psychosis. That would have been really good.
Oh yeah. All
right, and this other match, I would like to see it just because I bet it could. It sounded like it was going to be a train wreck. Lex Luger beat Masasai Ito.
Oh wow. Jeez.
The show was in America, but Saito, I don't see, he's big time New Japan. I don't see him, even though it's an American show, I don't see him going out there just bumping for Lex all over the place.
No. Big old Saito.
And I think the match, I think it only went like 5 minutes. I would have really liked to see how that worked out. Another match I was probably really good was Conan, which was when Conan was working really good. Early in his career, beat Bam Bam Bigelow and Chris Jericho in a 3-way match.
Wow. By the way,
that'd have been interesting.
Yeah, Conan, I think, has lost both of his legs.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that. Yeah. I saw it. Yeah. He's been having a lot of, the last 10 years, he's had major health problems. And I saw that the other day and I was like, wow, that's awful.
Yeah. Very sad.
But yeah, I would have loved to see it because Bam Bam was bumping his big old butt off for these guys.
Definitely.
Another great, amazing worker. This next match, I would have loved to see this one: Jushin Thunder Liger against the Great Sasuke.
Yeah,
that would have been really good.
What year was this?
This was 96.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, and they were both in their prime.
Yeah.
So that would have been really, really good. This main event, oh gosh, this had to be awful. Tony Inoki and Dan Severn beat, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher this name, Oleg
Bjornsson or something?
Oleg Takatavara.
Oh, okay.
Takatavara and Fujiwara. I have no idea who this Oleg guy was. I had to look it up. He was an MMA guy. This is when Inoki started getting into that MMA stuff and, really was turning New Japan. It was the very beginning. It was like in the late 90s or 2000s, he really went all in on it. But Oleg was an MMA guy. He won UFC 6 in 95. So I guess he had some name. And then later in 95, he won the UFC Ultimate tournament. So, UFC and that was his start, and it wasn't nothing like it got even in, it was really no mainstream, it wasn't getting no mainstream. So even though Sky was popular in the MMA world, the wrestling world obviously it wasn't,
Yeah.
So that was and that was the main event. So that just that had to be bad. Yeah. All right. So this next one we'll go to, it's going to be another 5-parter.
Oh.
Yeah. Woo. I know that, but it all ties together. All right. We'll go to June 3rd, 1985. We're going to Memphis, Tennessee, the Mid South Coliseum. It's a Southern heavyweight title match, and it's also a loser leave town match, no DQ.
Whoa.
Jerry Lawler beat Randy Savage.
Dude, great match.
Because the 2 weeks he goes and debuts in New York.
Right.
For New York. I don't know where the TV taping was at. So this is Savage's way out. He was on his way out. Now this is what was weird. So we saw with the Dundee, they went all four, all the towns, the main weekly towns. They did it. Okay, so Tuesday they go to Louisville Gardens. It's not a loser leave town match. Savage doesn't even work Lawler. Savage lost a regular match to Tojo Yamamoto.
Oh.
The main event was Lawler, I want to say Jay Youngblood against Bruiser Brody, I think Kareem Muhammad, I think. So I'm thinking 85 Brody, he would get booked out way in advance for towns because he had his Japanese tours, his Puerto Rican tours. So, and his Texas stuff. So I'm sure when he's taking bookings, they were months and months out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they had him booked for Louisville because he was actually, I think he was booked in Lexington too also, I think, that week. And this was way before Savage was going to go to New York.
Okay.
So I bet they was like, hey, we got Brody coming in. We can't put Brody with Tojo. So we're going to put, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
they just didn't do the Loser Leave Town in Louisville. So that's what I'm thinking. Because that's the only way. Because they did all the rest around the horn, and then having losing Savage to Tojo, that just, I don't know. That's just crazy.
That's get out of here, buddy.
Yeah. So then they went the next night, went to Evansville. Same thing. Lawler beat Savage. He's gone there. This next one was interesting. And I'm just wondering if this is kind of a rub into the Pafos face. They went to Lexington to Rupp Arena. Lawler beat Savage in Loser Leave Town. Because remember, Lexington was their town, was the Pafos town.
Yeah.
That was their main. I mean, it wasn't their town. I mean, Jarrett still run it once a month, but that was their hub, their main town was Lexington. So Lawler beat Savage. Guess who was in Lawler's corner?
Dundee.
Austin Idol.
Austin Idol, of course.
And then in Savage's corner was Tux Newman, which I think in the Louisville card, I think Tux Newman did a Loser Leave Town with Jerry Jarrett.
Okay.
And Tux Newman, what's his name? Jeff Walton. He was LaBelle's right-hand man. I think we talked about him before when we talked about the Coliseum show. Yeah, look, Tux Newman. Yeah, he came to Memphis and was here for like 6 months. It's Tux Newman. So he left. Basically, he left with Savage. Okay. He didn't go to New York. He went back to California. And then
take me with you, Randy. I'm just
yeah. I don't think I remember his name. Remember they did the manager search for Savage's manager. I don't think I remember Tux Newman being there.
Yeah, perfect timing.
He got shafted on that gimmick, I guess. So then we go to Nashville, and like I said before, Nashville was always on the tail end on the bicycle tape. The 83, it was the first. So so this was back in order. They did it in Nashville, same thing. Now I did notice on all of these, I forgot to tell you, it wasn't only a Loser Leave title match. It was if Lawler lost, he would retire. So it was Loser Leave Town plus retirement match on all these. So I guess they had to add a little extra to it, to make it sound good, I guess. So, yeah. But so he was off to New York after that, and the rest is history.
See you later.
Yep. So, and then, it's funny because, that year, all those years they bashed, they had that whole thing of, calling out, the Memphis guys on the ICW TV and stuff, and then they shut down, and then they go work for them, and then then it's crazy how the wrestling business works. It
is. It really is. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go. It's last month I said I tooted my own horn. I'm going to toot it again a little bit.
Oh, toot, 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 toot.
We're going to June 28th, 1996. We're going to McMinnville, Tennessee, Jake's Auction House for HCW.
Okay.
Okay, this is just, I don't know the results of these. This is just the from the show. First match, Quinton Quarisma. I think we've heard of that guy.
Hey.
Maybe.
Took on Shane Morton. I think we've heard that guy too.
Yeah, definitely.
Second match was Tony Falk with Del Storm versus Ashley Hudson.
Nice.
We'd love to have both of them on here.
Please. Yeah.
This next one's sad. Third match, First Blood match, Prozac Jack with Del Storm versus Troy Eaton. Prozac Jack was Mark Gordy.
Oh, dang, man.
My buddies. Yeah.
Double sad on that one.
Yeah. He did Prozac Jack for a few months down there. Fourth match, this is full of people we know. Fourth match is the ACW title match. Kroll the Deathstalker, the champion, took on Larry Valentine with Del Storm. Well, Del Storm was working. He was out there every match.
Yeah, sounds like it. In which, if you all have listened to this entire episode at the opening of this part of the show, you'll hear Kroll the Deathstalker's voice in This Week in Wrestling History. So, anyway.
Yeah, he's the voice. He does the voice of it. He's the voice of my episode. Then the main event Warren County War Games. I don't think McMinnville was big enough to get on WCW's radar. I don't think we had to worry about that one. No DQ, no time limit, anything goes. Dale Storm Stormfront versus Team Hardcore. Dale Storm Stormfront was Tony Falk, Prozac Jack, Larry Valentine, and Quinton Quarisma. Team Hardcore was Troy Eaton, Crow the Deathstalker, Ashley Hudson, and Shane Morton. So everybody that worked on the card was either on Dale's team or Team Hardcore.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how was it being in the War Games, Q?
The truth, I don't remember any gimmicks.
Okay.
Because I would remember gimmicks. I don't like getting hit with gimmicks. So I think I would remember that. There might have been some, and I'm sure Troy and Mark partaked in that big time. They might have been the only two. There might have been a little stuff here and there, with everybody else. But I'm sure the main part of it, War Games of just craziness, and there's no cage or nothing, I don't think you can fit a cage in that old Jake's building. This is the first Jake's building, which, it was very small, tiny. Kroll knocked down one of the walls one night. I can't remember who he threw. I think he threw Big John White into it. I think Otto von Bronner into it and knocked just like a wall down.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. The old Jake's building. It was crazy. I don't know if we talked before, but the old Jake's building, like it was just a little old. It used to be an old storefront of some kind of in McMinnville, and it's like downtown McMinnville. Jake had an auction there every Saturday night. Jake lived there. Him and his wife lived in the building.
Okay.
All right. So Jake had a concession stand. The Hills dressing room was the concession stand. This room was, I'm not exaggerating. It had, because with all the sinks and the counters and the ovens and the refrigerator, the actual room we had, the area of changing, I'm not lying. It's just the truth. It had to be 6 by 6. It was the smallest area I think I've ever dressed in. But check this out. Guess where the baby faces got to dress?
Probably in the luxury suite or something.
They got to dress in Jake's bedroom, which was half of the other part of the building, which had a bed, a couch, a TV, air conditioning. I mean, you had air conditioning. There was no air conditioning in the concession stand.
Oh, man.
This was in June, and I worked there in the summertime there, and when they turned me babyface, I went over to the other dressing room, and I was like, y'all suck. We're having this little thing. Y'all been over this whole time? And when they turned me face, I went in there, and they're watching the baseball playoffs. I'm like, man, y'all, I was like, dude, if I'd known this, because I always say, they will say, oh, we best over there, it's a lot better. No, I didn't know it was that much better. I would have told them to turn me babyface a long time before they did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just crazy how, one night when it was me, Tony Falk, Giant Scorpion, Pete Cannon, Wolfie's stepdad, which was the mountain of a man, Big John White / Otto von Bronner, which he was 6'2", 375. And then we had a couple other guys. In that little area. Can you imagine that?
No, I can't. Whew.
That was and it was summertime, and that was horrible. The beef, it was in that little area that just, it was crazy.
Now, you just tell me one more time. You said the baby faces had the good locker room?
Yeah.
So didn't they have gimmicks to sell? Y'all could have been chilling in the good one because y'all don't have any gimmicks to sell, and they could have been in the never.
There was only one way in.
Oh, okay.
You had to walk into the front of this. Because you walk in this building, is like I said, it's some kind of store at one time. You walk in, it's got the storefront, all the glass windows. You walk in, and then there's stuff just all the auction stuff just laying around. You go to the left. There was a door. That's where Jake's bedroom was. You go right, you go into the doorway, and it goes into where they had the auction and where we had the wrestling mat, the room.
Okay.
So only way you could get in that babyface was through the door.
Mm.
So we couldn't get over there.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So Hills got shafted, man. Yeah.
Man.
That's independent wrestling for you. All right, so this next one, we're going to go to Japan, Tokyo, Japan, to Budokan. Is that how you say it? Budokan?
Budokan, yeah.
Okay. This was June 25th, 76. This was another flop of the century. Antonio Inoki versus Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
Y'all seen that, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
That debacle.
Yeah.
That was, and I read a story on it where when they set all this up, when they set it up, supposedly they didn't set up a finish when they agreed to do this.
Mm.
That's what I heard. And then when it came to time of the show, they couldn't agree on a finish of who was going to do the job. How this happened, mate, I don't understand. I mean, money-wise, you think about, oh, man, it's a gimmick. It's going to make Muhammad Ali, boxing champion, Inoki, number 2/number 1 guy in Japan. There's been boxing wrestling matches through the years, but neither of these guys are going to sell for the other one.
Right.
Definitely neither one's going to do the job because they're both top guys in their profession. So it had disaster written all over it. They saw money before they saw logic. And the fans suffered from it. Because Inoki was on his back the whole time just kicking.
Man.
It was, and not only that, this was, I think we talked this back when we talked about the Bruno broken neck, how Vince Senior put a ton of money into the bringing it to the big screen to Shea and basically all the Northeast closed circuit, and he threw all of his money in and basically lost his butt on it. Remember because he called Bruno like 2 months after he broke his neck, begging him to come back because the company was. Remember, he said the company was going to go bankrupt. Remember, and Bruno was talking to him with Bruno was like, "I got a broke neck." So this debacle had not only in Japan, it affected the business in America. Because Vince Senior went all in on it too. That was just. And can you imagine if you went? I could see if you went live because at Tokyo, but if you went and paid to watch it on a TV screen and got that, well, that's a sour taste in the mouth right there.
Definitely. Good Lord.
Yeah. So all this is out there. People go check it out if you don't know anything about it. Yeah, it was it definitely was a money grab, and they made money off of it. But gosh, man, go check it out.
Cost?
I'm that had to hurt New Japan's business after that. It had to.
Yeah, definitely.
Because man, if I went and paid that to see that in Japan, that would leave a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not going back for a while.
No.
I bet they had to do some hot shot booking after that. Had to have.
Probably.
Because they burnt everybody on that one.
Oh man.
All right. So if you don't know about it, go check it out. It's out there. We're going to go to June 21st, 1981. We're going to Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to the Omni. Dusty Rhodes beat Harley Race for the NWA World Title. This was Dusty's second run, and it only lasted about 2.5 months. So,
2-month Dusty.
Hard time, Daddy. Hard times.
Yeah. So it's not a long run, but like we said before, you can say you were a champion.
That's right.
But did he like to be the chaser though? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Because
I thought he did. I thought I'd heard that.
He's always the underdog, always chasing, always trying to, and always getting come up. Yeah, it's always coming. Always somebody screwing him over, taking that title shot away. He can never get it because somebody was always, and then he'd go into a program with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was always the chaser and getting that sympathy war. He gets screwed out of every time he does have a title match, you know? So, yeah. So, but like I said, one day, 2.5 months, it don't matter. You're world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So next we'll go to June 9th, 1991. We're going to Mexico City to Arena, Mexico. Conan beat, I can't pronounce these names. Sin Cara, not Sin Cara, but Sin Cara.
Okay.
In the finals of a tournament in a 2-out-3 falls to become the first EMLL World Heavyweight Champion. EML been around since 1912, but they never had a world champion. They had always had an NWA middleweight, like all those weird, like boxing weight belts, but they never had a world champion until then.
That is weird.
Yeah, and he was the first champion, and he held the belt for 2 months.
We don't know what to do and how long to give it to you, but you're going to take it for 2 months.
Yeah.
Super Mario there, sorry.
It wasn't, so, yeah, it's just weird that they didn't have a world champion. But, if I can remember right, WWF they never called themselves world champion until later on.
No.
It was just the WWF heavyweight title.
Yeah.
WWF heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just a thing. I don't know. Anyway, this next one I'm not going to go to because I'm sure we're getting low on time. It was a 1930 California gimmick, but I'm just going to tell you, it was for the San Joaquin Valley light heavyweight title, which that intrigues me. San Joaquin Valley. I don't know where that is. I guess somewhere out in California.
Sounds like a gimmick town, Yeah,
it does because
from San Joaquin, California.
Yeah.
Because the guy who won it, I couldn't find nothing on him.
Hey, John LaRocca, I know he's listening. John, where's San Joaquin Valley at, bro?
Yeah.
He's in California, so.
I'm thinking that might be a work gimmick because I can find nothing. But anyway, I just like the San Joaquin Valley light heavyweight.
It's a mouthful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Now, this thing was big time. We're going to go to June 9th, 1980. We're going to New Orleans, Louisiana to the Municipal Auditorium. The Freebirds, Buddy Robson, Terry Gordy, beat Buck Robley and Junkyard Dog for the Mid South Tag Team titles. This was big time because during this, Michael Hayes had the neck brace on. He was managing. He come in the ring and blinded JYD with that famous Freebird cream.
Yeah, the Freebird cream.
And this.
And you know how they make that? They crush up some marijuana pill. Never mind.
Mix with a little Jack Daniels.
Exactly what I'm saying. Add some Jack to it.
Yeah, that's the Freebird cream. That's the Freebird Whip it into a lather.
So they blinded JYD. That part of it's out there. I don't think the whole match is. I think just the finish is out there. He sold it crazy. And this really, you think about 80 Freebirds in Mid South. Okay, they're just out of Memphis. They go to Mid South. They put Buddy Roberts with them. Now, Buddy's a veteran. Mm-hmm. Dale Valentine, and he was Buddy Roberts, the Hollywood Blondes. But what's Gordy? 18, 19? Michael's 20.
Yeah.
And for Watts to trust them to put them in this position that they're fixing to go to was crazy because young kids like that didn't get major pushes unless they were their daddy on the territory.
Right. Yeah. That's wild, actually, if you think about it.
So they did that whole blinding thing, and there's stuff out there. There's a story out there where they blind him and they hit the whole thing where JYD can't see his kids. He probably never see again. They worked it big time. There's a story there where something about JYD's out there in the Freebird, I guess one of the towns doing an interview or something, and Freebirds come out there and a fan pulls a gun, was going to shoot Michael Hayes. And
Duke, don't shoot.
Do what?
Duke, don't shoot.
Yeah. So
God.
they said what did JYD do? Did he break kayfabe and tell the guy, "Hey, don't shoot him," and grab him, or did he just say, or how do you know how to? I mean, yeah, I keep the story. So I don't know if it's true or not, because as they said, there's no way JYD broke kayfabe, because Bill Watts would have said when he got to the back, he said, "Why didn't you let him shoot Michael? Why'd you smart the guy? Smarten everybody up, Killer Angle." Yeah. So, that's what so I don't know if it's true that the guy really did pull a gun out on Michael Hayes for blinding JYD. I don't know of those things. But here's what surprised me. This built up. They put him out, and JYD comes back, works Michael in a cage at the big Superdome show in August, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm looking. I was like, okay. So I was like, I'd like to look and see when did they come back? When did they bring him and Michael back for the big return, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Cage Match has the New Orleans Memphis Auditorium show as his last show until they bring it back to the Superdome. Wrestling Data has him working the next night in Baton Rouge, the 10th, the 13th in Shreveport, the 14th in Columbus, Mississippi, and the 19th in Greenwood, Mississippi. So I'm thinking that either Wrestling Data didn't do their homework and just saw the advertisement and ran with it, or they were bicycle taped.
Maybe so.
All those towns. So I'm wondering, because there's no internet, and I don't know how far Columbia, Mississippi, and Greenwood, Mississippi is. I'm sure they had to have two different TVs, because one was the 14th and one was the 19th. Baton Rouge had their own TV. Shreveport had their own TV. So I'm wondering if it was bicycled. So he still got to work until the TV show popped, till they aired that episode of him getting blinded.
Yeah, could be.
So it's crazy how that works. When your territory is running on bicycle tapes.
Yeah. Wow.
How, and that's another, they also talk about, booking's easy. Now you got a territory that you think you have 7, 8, 9 towns. So you say 2 of them have their own TV, the rest is bicycle tape. Can you imagine? And some are a week, 2 weeks behind. Can you imagine how hard that is to book that and keep up with that?
Gosh, impossible.
Yeah,
impossible.
It is crazy how they made it work. I mean, and you think about it, they were in 81. I don't think they've been. So McGurk's still in Oklahoma. So I don't think they've went in. They might be doing sporadic shows in Oklahoma, maybe, but McGurk still has he's the main guy in Oklahoma. So they had Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of towns and TVs to keep up with all that.
Seriously.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. Some of those towns weren't weekly towns. You had monthly towns. Yeah. And spot show. That is amazing. And to have an angle this big and how to figure out where it don't get overlap and get stooged off, because this was the angle of 1980 for Bill Watts' territory. And this is like this is what got Junkyard Dog was getting that momentum, and this is after this he was Watts' megastar.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so that is, it's just crazy if you think about all that, how that all works out. So yeah, I just wish there was TV out there of all these TVs you could line it up, figure out how they actually got that to work.
Seriously, math is the only way I can think.
Yeah, it's like that, and that's why I think a lot of these places you had a promoter, you had a booker, assistant booker.
Yeah.
Because Watts always had a booker,
right?
So he was keeping up with it. Then you had like Jim Ross worked in the office. And then you had your book, and so everybody, you had enough eyes. Probably you had to keep up with it. You just didn't have. It wasn't like you was booking Shelbyville Thursday, Lewisburg Fridays, and Columbia on Saturdays to keep up with, you know.
I mean, that sounds difficult enough to me.
Exactly. Yeah, that is.
You know.
So just think about that, people. When you think about when you say, "Oh, this guy was a bad booker," you don't know what he had to go through.
Right. Definitely.
You know?
And I mean, the guys that show up, the guys that don't show. I mean, it's literally. It's.
You think about you got no shows. Yeah, you know, you got wrestlers with their you got to deal with their whatever, say, ego / whatever, you know. Yeah. Hey, you're pushing me now. I want more money.
Right.
Or I'm not gonna, or I'm no show. You know, you got to put up with. I mean, good night. The more I think about it, oh man, it's amazing how territories worked and stayed on top. I guess that's why your bookers didn't last long in areas.
Yeah. Yeah. And the ones that did really mean something, you know, the ones that did and could are that's even more impressive, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you think about like, you know, Fuller, he always had the small territories, Knoxville, you know, those are different stations. And then when he took over Gulf Coast, you know, they were from Birmingham on, you know, all the way down. So either that was a small territory. That'd been easy to book. No, you got the TVs to line stuff up on.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's amazing. You know, you never think about that until I didn't, you know, I've never really thought about it much until I saw that right there. Was like, oh gosh, that big of an angle, you couldn't mess it up because, you know, you're setting up for your big house show at the Superdome.
Right.
That's your money. You could not mess that up.
Definitely could not.
Yeah.
So that could have bad ramifications. Yeah.
All the eyes of the office had to be on that one. All right, let's go on. We're going to St. Louis. We're going to June 10th, 1983, Kiel Auditorium. NWA World Title match, 2-3 falls. Harley Race beat Ric Flair. This was Harley's 7th run with the belt, and it only lasted 5 months.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Huh. Wonder why.
Probably because he dropped it to Flair at Starrcade.
Yeah, you had the undeniable Ric Flair coming up, and
you know, so that basically was to build up the Starrcade scene, so they had to get the belt back on Harley.
Right. Okay.
So, that's why it was so short. Yeah. So that was. You can call him a transitional champion, but that whole thing was not transitional because it led up to the big, you know, to Starrcade. I mean, the whole thing with the bounty and all that is great stuff. It all happened in 5 months and great stuff. So transitional, no way.
You can't. I mean, anyone who dares, I mean, is just a moron. I've said some dumb stuff on podcasts before, and calling Harley a transitional anything champion is, sorry, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Yeah. All right. So this next one, this one I love, and I just put it on it because it's wacky. It's going to be June 24th, 1950. We're going to Akron, Ohio, the Akron Armory. Buddy Rogers beat Bozo Brown for the World Heavyweight title. This heavyweight title was Jack Pfeffer's version. Okay. And if you know anything about Jack Pfeffer, you know about his names of taking people's superstars' names and changing one little letter in it and putting somebody else in the gimmick.
Dale Man. Yeah.
Yeah, basically he was Dale Man before Dale Man.
Yeah.
And, Bozo Brown, I had no clue, he was Spaceman Frank Hickey.
Okay.
And you're probably like, who's that?
I've heard of him. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, he a journeyman.
Yeah.
Back in forever. So I had to look that up, and so man, Buddy Rogers has been on here a bunch today, hasn't he?
Yeah, Buddy Show. It's the Buddy Show.
Yeah.
Not the Bill and Buddy Show. It's just the Buddy Show.
Just the Buddy Show. I will go to June 29th, 1986, going to Denver, Colorado. Nick Bockwinkel is given the AWA World title after Stan Hansen was stripped. Now that whole thing. I ain't gonna talk about that because we've already talked about it several times. That's one of the biggest. Just I don't know. Go look it up. Listen to our old episodes. We talk about it. that whole situation was just, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Just go look it up because it's out there everywhere. All right. Now, this is going to be the last time we're going to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I know y'all hate to hear this, but this is the last time we're going to Dallas today. We're going to June 4th, 1963.
Oh.
We're going to the Sportatorium. And this is before they were called World Class. They were called Southwest Sports.
Southwest Sports, yep. Okay.
Held their first Parade of Champions.
All right.
Parade of Champions, that's what later became the David Von Erich Memorial, was the Parade of Champions. So their first one was in 63. There was no Texas Stadium, so they couldn't have it there. So they had it at the Sportatorium. The thing it kind of just go through it real fast. Something matches stuck out with me. Chuck Conley beat Black Bart. Chuck Conley was one of the original Scuffin' Hillbillies. Now, this Black Bart wasn't the Black Bart we know. This is a journeyman. He worked for Fred Kohler and everywhere. He worked for Bruiser. And at one time, his name was Texas Whiskers.
Dutch Mantel. No,
I had to think, exactly. Yeah, when you think of my name, Texas Whiskers, you'd think you'd see Dutch Mantel, you know?
Yeah.
So, the main event, I'm just going to show you the main event, was Luthez beat Dory Dixon in 2 out of 3 falls. Dory Dixon worked everywhere. Now, I've seen pictures of Dory Dixon. He looks black. They said he was Jamaican. I've never seen no video interviews done, so I don't know if he was Jamaican.
Okay.
But I do know he worked a lot of places. Worked Mexico, worked Portland. I mean, but you got, in the 50s and 60s, a lot of the United States, you didn't have white and black matches.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if they said he was Jamaican. Because they did that a lot in the minor leagues in baseball. They called black guys Cubans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of, they were African American blacks. They didn't, especially in the 50s when the Negro Leagues was pretty much phased out. Mm-hmm. And they were going to the major leagues, was letting them play now. But in the minor leagues, a lot of in the South was full of minor leagues, and you still had that as a no. But they would say they were either Cuban or Puerto Rican. So I'm wondering if this was the case with Dory Dixon.
Probably, yeah, probably so.
Because in the South, you couldn't, you didn't have that,
Right.
And, it's sad because, I mean, one of the, as we talked about before about Lynn Rossi and Bearcat Brown in Birmingham, that was like the first black and white team, and that was like late 60s, early 70s. So, this was 63 in Dallas. So I just always wondered about that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've never seen an interview with him to really see if he was. And you never know because wrestling, who knows? And especially back then, kayfabe was kayfabe. So, all right, this last one, because I think this is like the longest show we've had. I think it's like we're at 4 hours now. So we're going to go to, and I've left some stuff out. I've left some more old stuff that wouldn't matter to anybody but me. I thought to cut some of it out. But this last one, we're going to go to June 7th, 1971. We're going to Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to the Mid South Coliseum. This was the first show that Gulas Welch ran at the Coliseum. The attendance was 9,253. Almost a sellout.
Yeah.
First week there.
Wow.
I read the newspaper article, and from what the newspaper article, the way it was written, this was not supposed to be the permanent home.
Huh.
Because it said due to renovation of Ellis Auditorium, the matches will be held at the Mid South Coliseum this week. So I'm wondering, did the plan was just to be a 1 week, and they draw 9,000, and they're like, "Whoa, maybe we got something here."
We fluked our way into something here.
Or was it planned out, and they just didn't want to say, "Well, we're leaving Ellis." But I mean, why wouldn't you say we're leaving Ellis for good? And why would you say, hey, we're going to the Mid South Coliseum because Ellis is being renovated?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Good question.
They brought the house on this one. There's a loaded card. They had a mixed ladies. It was word. This is the way it was written out on the advertisement: mixed grown lady and midget lady match. I don't know why you had to put grown lady for. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. Just to make sure. No. Yeah. Sorry, it's a bad joke. I won't go further into.
Okay. And then they had the NWA World's Women's match. Moolah was there. She beat Vicky Williams, one of her girls. The NWA Southern Junior title. Lynn Rossi beat Spudman Monroe. Anything with Spudman Monroe is great. You know.
Definitely.
Then the main event was a NWA Southern Tag titles versus hair match. Alan Don Green beat Jerry Jarrett and Tojo by DQ. Tojo was already bald.
Right. I'm trying to put that in my head real
Jerry
quick.
Jarrett had a Beach Boys, midway 60s, 70s Beach Boys hairdo there.
Yeah.
And we know he didn't lose it. So you got John 9000. You might have just shot yourself in the foot on that because they're coming to see a hair match, a title versus hair, and it's a DQ. So Jarrett and Tojo lost no hair or titles.
Oh man!
Yeah.
They did not like to shave their head out there, did they?
No.
I can imagine advertising a hair match and then DQ no finish. I mean, like that's like,
and what I'd love to see because I said they shot themselves in the foot, but Jerry Jarrett was he's one of those guys that could take something and on paper it looks horrible, but he could work it and you see it, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Because Alan Don Green, by then they both had skullets. So they would have just got a half a haircut. Tojo would have got no haircut. Only person really losing hair would be Jerry Jarrett.
So we got to DQ our way out of this, boys. He probably did the math in the ring. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. We're calling a different finish.
Yeah.
I just realized who didn't smart me up to this.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, I really like to see because in paper it looks like you just drew 9,000 people first night in this big building. It's almost a sellout, and you have your loaded card, all these title matches. You're bringing people in, name people, and Jackie Fargo and Roughhouse was on the card, and they wasn't in the main event against the Von Brauners, which was on fire at the time. That ain't the main event, but this is the main event, and nobody loses the hair or titles. Yeah. So that I should have went and looked to see what the next week's attendance was, see how much it dropped.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't drop or it did drop by a little bit, it means he worked around it somehow, did some magic.
Yeah.
So
I have no doubt he did some magic of some kind. So yeah, that's
had to
love it. I love it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So like I said, I know I went way, way over. And when I started June, I couldn't find nothing. I was like, this is going to be the shortest show ever. It's going to be about 45 minutes. And the more I kept digging and looking, and it's like, next thing I know, I'm like, good grief, I got to cut stuff out again.
I found a pocket of gold.
Yeah. Well,
good.
Some people might bore, but, hopefully everybody likes it because this one I spent probably more time on because that crapping Dallas Star Wars Super Bowl Final Four, whatever you want to call it, whatever other gimmick name they could add to
March Madness.
March Madness.
June. It'd be June, I guess. But
yeah, I'm just saying though, they, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever, just every gimmick name you could. Surprised they didn't put Urban Cowboy on it somewhere on that name.
Lord of the Rings. Where's that?
Avengers.
It's a little early, I guess.
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good show, man. As always, just like May was a great month, and so far you've had some great months, man. But June, as always, we just appreciate you doing this. And like I said, June applied a lot of information. Like you said, I should say, June offered us a lot of information. So thank you. It was a great show, brother.
Another thing when I was thinking when I first started, I was like, and I wasn't finding much, I was like, man, June, this is going to be slow because it's the first month of summer. Kids are out of school. Kids are out of college.
Yeah.
It's summertime outside. You're going, back then, you didn't stay inside and watch TV.
Right. Right.
You were always doing, especially back then. So, I figured, this is going to be really slow. And man, it wasn't slow at all.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely not slow. And can't wait to see what the 1 year anniversary, episode 13 in July, brings us, brother. You've been doing this for a whole year. Technically, you've been doing this for longer because we had this week. But the official This Month in Wrestling History is coming up on its 1 year anniversry. So, Sheik, I hope crazy. You're bringing him a gift or something. So,
I bring my support and everything.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's enough for me.
Yeah,
thinking about that, it's like, wow, this is be a year. That's crazy. It don't seem like it's been that long.
I know, man. I had to count the episodes. I was like, wait, we're getting there. So it's almost there. So we'll have to figure out a little surprise for you next week or something, next month or something. But anyway, not next week. Yeah, going back to weekly.
That's the gimmick. We're going back to weekly after a year.
Surprise. No, man, but good show. And bro, I will say this, okay? I'm going to go a little behind the curtain. I usually don't do this, but Spotify recently has amended, not necessarily in a bad way. They've actually done a good thing. A lot of times, double listens would show up in our numbers. So like if let's say Joe Smith, our listener Joe Smith, I'll tell you what, if our listener Brandon Wheeler, actual listener of the show, if Brandon goes and listens to it twice, it was counting it as twice the listens, right? Well, they've done away with that, which is a good thing because I didn't like that because I wanted to see the true amount of people listening to the show, right? And I will say this, Quinton, it has modified some numbers on shows. Nothing major. It's actually been pretty good and pretty eye-opening. Your show is one of the consistent ones that has the highest numbers with the highest amount of people listening to you. So you do get some doubles, but I love doubles. I'm happy that we have people that listen more than once. That means a lot. But out of true listens, your show is one of the tops, man. So, some people say the interviews would be the tops, and they are doing, we have great interviews, but your show hangs right in there with them, brother. So just wanted to let you know that. So,
wow. Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
I mean, it is because, you think we've built this thing off of interviews, but to know that we can run a topic show and especially a themed topic show regularly, that's a good thing. So thank you. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Q.
Thank you. Hey, thank everybody out there for listening. That's the thing. The people are listening. I got to thank them.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate them too. And like I said, brother, we appreciate you as always. And can't wait for episode 13 in July. So.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks again, guys. And this has been
This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, that was This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, episode 12. We'll be right back to wrap things up on Gimme Back My Pro Wrestling after these messages.
Hey, my name is Tammy Reynolds. I am the wife of Forsaken. Rick Reynolds, that super cool guy that everybody knows and loves. And I represent West Side Sauces. I make sauces, I bottle them, I seal them, I sell them. I have a hot honey sauce, I have a sweet sauce, I have a hot sauce, I have a white sauce that's so yummy you can use it on everything. They are absolutely amazing and I'm so proud of them. We make them from scratch. So go on our website, westsidesauces.com, check out our products, read about our story, and go online and order you some of these yummy sauces. And Rick actually uses all of the sauces because he is a die-hard smoker and griller, and so he likes really good sauces and rubs, and I make them, so how convenient is that for him? Go on our website, westsidesauces.com, order you some samples, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy them. Thank you guys. Be blessed.
All right, we are back, and guys, that was the one and only This Month in Wrestling History, episode 12 with Quinton Quarisma. That was awesome, man. He covered some great stuff, lots of Von Erich stuff. He just does a great job, and we greatly appreciate all that he does on the show. Q, you're the man, and always turning out a great show. To definitely become one of the jewels of the Gimme Back My Pro Wrestling Empire. Or whatever you want to call it. So thank you, Q. Definitely appreciate it. Can't wait for next month, which is episode 13, which will make that the 1-year anniversary of This Month in Wrestling History. So we got to celebrate it some way. So can't wait to see what you got for July. Guys, to continue on just a little bit here, we got to tell you about my buddy Rick Reynolds and his ministry, Gideon's Warriors. If you'd like to book them for your church today, email Rick at icw2009@hotmail.com. They tell wrestling stories from their career and their testimonies. You got to get them in your church today. Once again, Pastor Rick at icw2009@hotmail.com. Guys, we've got all kinds of prayer requests going on, unspoken and spoken. Of course, keep our buddy Ben Jordan in your continued prayers. Keep my family in your prayers. Keep Quentin and Dana in your prayers. We just greatly appreciate them. Thank you all so much. Guys, next episode, cannot spill it here, but it is going to be awesome. And if you would like to find out as soon as humanly possible, the best way to do that is on our @GMBMPW Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, following, supporting, all that great stuff. But mostly, we appreciate you for listening. And really, that's all we can ask for. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. So, for the one and only This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, the Plastic Sheik, Jared Street, and myself, this has been Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. And we'll see y'all next time.
Don't forget
the situation here, Jerry. What he is hollering, let me have 5 minutes with the king up there. He called you the queen at that time.
Yeah, well, as you can see, we were ready to wrestle there in Rupp Arena, and like I said, for months, he would buy a ticket, have a front row seat, and there the police, the security guards, Eddie Marlin, those guys had to restrain him, take him out of the arena, threaten him with arrest. Finally, through all of his persistence, and as I said, the lawsuit, all of this stuff continued. We finally got Eddie Marlin to book the match, and I wrestled. I've wrestled against him several times, and this I guess is finally just the culmination of all of that, Lance. It's all boiled down to this. Randy Savage obviously feels like that this particular area is not big enough for the two of us, and he's not going to.
Well, okay, now you guys
get a lot of pencils, Lawler, because that's what you are going to be doing.
Come on, Randy.
I'll tell you something. Tell him, Randy. You know, Jerry Lawler. No, wait a minute. Come here. You make me laugh, but you make me sick at the same time. You make me laugh and you make me sick at the same time. You disgust in how you talk. You understand that? You know that how many times that I've laid awake at night and thought of your silly little grin that you put on your face when you talk about different things? No problem, baby, because we're talking loser leaves town. Right. You slap me, I slap you, it doesn't matter, but we're talking about the ultimate confrontation.
Well, let's wait for the rain,
please. No problem, man.
Okay.
I about turned my back on you, didn't I? Yeah. Let me tell you something, baby. I don't like you. You don't like me. And you make me sick. And I'll tell you what, you make me laugh, too. Give me the silly little grin when you get in the ring with me, and I'm going to have a real good time with you, because you don't know who you are with. No, you don't. I am the greatest professional wrestler that ever lived. Past, present, and future. And I'm talking 100,000 light years into the future. And 5 years from now, all the people out there are going to say that the Macho Man Randy Savage did what he said he was going to do. You understand that? You see your silly little grin. You can really grin real silly later.
You know, Lawler, you said to these people, the people are asking you, when you're going to get the Southern Heavyweight title back. It's the day after never. Now, let me say one more thing. When are you going to leave the South and the United States? It's going to be Monday night, Lawler. We don't have to hear your lip. We don't have to hear your Monday night. It's me, you.
No. One thing. I want to know who the referee's going to be. Who's the referee going to be? Hey, who's the referee going to be?
Referee probably is going to be Jerry Calhoun.
No, come here. You ain't going to be no Jerry Calhoun. That's your softball buddy. No, okay, Randy.
Hey, come on.
Let's wait a minute right now. They just said that the referee's going to be Jerry Calhoun. There ain't no way. No, we don't want any hometown referee. That's not impartial.
Hey, that's up to the promoters. They're the one that assigned the referee, and that's who is assigned. Let me say this. Put on a nice little show. You come out here, you've done your little job well. You might have impressed all of these people, but you don't impress me. And you don't impress me, Tux Newman. Let me tell you this. We don't have to have Jerry Calhoun in the ring. You're right. He's a friend of mine, but he's an impartial referee. He don't have to be in the ring, brother. We don't have to have any referee in the ring. Just me and you. And there's no disqualification. There's no time limit. There's only going to be one of us left, brother, and it ain't going to be. Hey, come on. Okay. We got to get on. No referee has been a great
referee, baby.
And I think that's what they've got in mind for you, Jerry.
With a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment in my life.
We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
This has been a James Rock Street production.